to get these chickens?
I never thought that this dude knew what he was talking about when I saw this scene in The Devil's Rejects where they talked about having sexual relations with chickens. It's real. And I recently came across a case that I looked into of a dude from the UK. This dude right here, his name is Rehan Baig. Rehan Baig was in his dungeon or in his basement, and his wife was filming him doing things with chickens. This dude was right. In The Devil's Rejects, this dude right here who asked the two dudes he was talking to, y'all ain't fixing to, do what with these chickens? And my man's like, hey, hold up, man, what you saying we do to chickens? And even the other dude, he's like, say, boss, he's saying I do stuff with chickens. Man, maybe people saw this stuff on TV and then they begin to fantasize about a chicken. You know the saying, running around like a chicken with his head cut off? Well, now there's a saying, doing something to a chicken with its head cut off. Because when I looked into Rehan Baig's case, because I ran across it on a Facebook post, I said, let me check this dude out. Because, of course, the Pen and The Shank is the most unusual and unique crime and prison channel experience on YouTube. I have to cover the topics and the crimes that are so absurd that when you hear about them, you like, this can't be true. Well, it's true. And it seems like Rob Zombie's The Devil's Rejects in a scene in the movie that seems so out of place and it did nothing to move the plot along was absolutely pure gold. Either that or it was an intentional subliminal message to get people to think about doing something that they never thought about doing, now that they're doing in 2026, 2025. Because when I looked into Rehan Baig, this dude right here, keep a look at him, because he actually was doing stuff to chickens. I couldn't believe how many convictions are on. You will go down a rabbit hole so deep, you'll wind up in Alice in Wonderland. People are out here doing chickens, Great Danes, dogs, ponies, goats. It's wild, man. And this dude came back up, Rehan Baig, because he wanted a reduction in the sentence. He originally got sentenced to 3 years for doing the chickens, but he wasn't just doing the chickens. He had PDF files on his computer. That's right, kids. So he went from kids to chickens. Listen, the demon is so dark and disturbing that when you start feeding its hunger, it wants more. It don't want to eat the same thing over and over again. It starts wanting to do things to chickens. You saying I cut a chicken's head off and then yeah, that's what he said in the movie. Man, let's get straight to this article coming from CW39 in Houston. CW39, a British man convicted of having sex with his family's pet chickens while his wife captured the encounters on video will serve 3 years in prison. Monday, meaning this is back in 2020, West Yorkshire resident Rehan Baig, who was 37 years at the time, received the sentence. A year and a half after officers with the National Crime Agency raided his home on a tip. Authorities say Baig kept the videos on a computer folder marked family vids. His wife was filming it. It's on a folder on their family computer and it says family vids, family videos. What else did they have on family videos? Man, officers found moving images showing Baig engaging in penetrative intercourse with a number of chickens, according to prosecutor Abigail Langford. Although Baig's wife, Halima, claims she was forced to take part in the foul, F-O-W-L. Yeah, that's right, foul. It's a play on words. Hard R word, Langford says the videos tell a different story. She is heard to make sexual encouraging remarks toward the defendant and engaging in intercourse with him, prosecutors say. She was getting off on her husband to chickens. And then she would go with him while the chicken carcasses laid around him. Boom! Wasn't the Chick-fil-A sandwiches going on? This is going on. And when I looked into this case, I started seeing case after case of men who were convicted for chickens. Oh, man. In addition to the chickens, none of which survived, none of the chickens lived. Baig is accused of having blank with a dog, Langford says. Of course, that was on video too. And then they asked, is 3 years appropriate? No, 3 years ain't appropriate. All the chickens lost their lives. And he didn't cut the head off. He just went in them. Raw dog. You know what I mean? Just bang, right into the chicken. And then the chickens died. And you want to know what the crazy part is? When you dig deep into this case, England, the UK or whatever, they have a law that states you can't take a person's pets from them behind this. There's a loophole. So he got to keep all his chickens. He's not banned from having chickens. So this dude, he's probably out. He probably got out of prison now. He's back out doing the stuff with his chicken, probably back with his wife, and they still filming themselves doing bestiality. Oh, man, what's going on with society? And then when I look, this dude and this dude, two other dudes I found on the internet who were doing things with chickens. Look at them. There's no shortage of this stuff online. In Louisiana, just the last few years, I seen cases where dudes were constantly getting arrested for to dogs. I'm like, dogs, chickens, goats. The only thing I ain't ever seen nobody do nothing to, I ain't ran across a case yet, was a cat. Because cats ain't having that. Cats get a bad rap, but you ain't finna do nothing to no cat. You're going to lose your you know what. Man, this stuff is sick. I know. It's disturbing. I know. But we have to talk about this stuff. And that's the goal of this channel, is to bring awareness to the lunatics and the lunacy that's going on in our society. We need stricter laws, y'all. Help me out. Vote for people who are going to prosecute these people and lock them up. Quit voting for people who, bad, go on now, slap on the wrist. Going to give you 2 years in jail for banging chickens. Man, you get forever in jail. Man, you sick. You need to be locked up. You can go work on a prison farm. I told y'all I got a video where dudes were hitting the sheep in the prison farm. You know, that's a good place for you. Man, till one of them cows kick you straight in the face and break your face. You know what I mean? Then you ain't going to be able to get nowhere. You can be laying up in a prison infirmary, 2 aspirins and get well. You're going to hear chickens caulking in the distance. Clucking. They're going to be glad. Finally, justice for the chickens. Oh, man, cows, chickens, goats. This stuff is crazy, y'all. Give me a like and subscribe. I know it's absurd, but we have to cover. Look at him again. Him and his wife involved in, she's filming it, but she was forced to film it. But then she still had intercourse with him after they filmed it. What you supposed to make it at? They probably got kids. Man, this stuff is wild, y'all, man. Give me a like and subscribe, man. And go check out this video that I just put in a link for y'all. Next video up, man. I put that right there for you, man. Check it out.